lowest paid person in America that deserves a lot more money is a great teacher.
Kevin O'Leary is about to say the quiet part out loud, and the education blob is not going to like it. Welcome to Steadfast and Loyal. I'm Jimmy Parker. Today, we've got a glorious little moment where Kevin O'Leary drops a red-hot truth bomb on the failing American education system, and Bakari Sellers tries to do his usual song and dance, blaming red states, poverty, and probably racism if the segment had gone longer. But here's the kicker. Bakari ends up accidentally torching his own argument. You can't make this up. Let's take a look.
People don't understand that we have a three-legged stool in the way that we fund our schools. You have your local tax dollars, your federal tax dollars, and your state tax dollars. And so when you make drastic cuts to the federal government, we're talking about your title programs, we're talking about your lunch programs, we're talking about the programs that affect your kids who have extraordinary or special needs. We're talking about all of those things that are going to be affected by draconian cuts such as this. If we want to go in and say that, look, and I think all of us could agree around the table that we're not preparing our kids for a 21st century global economy. If we wanted to start from that premise, and sorry to use, I'm not picking on you, but to use your words instead of whack, 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 if we wanted to start from that premise and figure out how we can better educate our children, there are ways to do it other than draconian cuts. And I think in places like Mississippi, places like Arkansas, places like the great Commonwealth of Kentucky, South Carolina, North Carolina, they're going to fill these cuts a lot more.
May I respond?
Please. I mean, it's an open show.
As an individual who worked in the education system for 14 years, there's 110,000 high schools in America. The majority of them are in New York, Florida, Texas, and California. Our reading and math scores are the worst in the G7 and the G20 in terms of how many dollars we spend to advance our children.
Okay.
Why? Unions. Unions that keep mediocre teachers in place in every high school in America when we should be firing them. You want to talk about whack as our theme tonight's show? I would like to fire teachers that don't... Wait. And I'd like to pay a lot more to the teachers that advance math and reading scores that push our system forward against every G7, G20 country. We have broken the system long ago through unions, and this is very unpopular.
But what are those cuts actually?
What it means is
the
lowest paid person in America that deserves a lot more money is a great teacher.
Let me just tell you how misguided your statement is.
Not at all.
But I mean, I'm just going to point out the fact that...
Thank goodness I'm here.
But you're wrong, and let me tell you why.
I'm 100% right.
No, I want to tell you why you're wrong. Because the bottom 10 states that are underperforming, those states that I'm talking about in the South, let's take South Carolina, for example, or Mississippi. You want to tell me one thing they don't have? One thing they don't have. Strong teacher unions. So there is no direct correlation.
They have weak teacher unions?
Or barely
but
any
they
at
have
all.
Unions.
Yeah, but that's not the reason these places are failing.
So find
when was the last time?
If you look at 10 teachers, 4 of them are great. I want to double their salaries.
That's no question. I agree with you.
So why don't you just get rid of unions?
Now what happens if you have a quarter of shame where kids go to school and their heating and air don't work, where their infrastructure is falling apart, where they have to drink unclean water, or they come to school hungry?
Send the money to the states. That's what Trump is doing.
So let me get this straight. Bakari's big gotcha moment is listing states that are underperforming without strong unions, which somehow disproves the idea that unions are a problem. That's like saying, hey, this building is on fire and there's no fire department, so clearly fire departments aren't the issue. What bullshit. Meanwhile, Kevin O'Leary, a businessman, not a politician, lays it out plain. Our education system protects mediocrity and punishes excellence. You want better outcomes? Start by rewarding the teachers who actually move the needle. And yeah, fire the ones collecting paychecks to babysit kids and kill time. You can't just keep funneling money into broken systems and pretending that's compassion. That's corruption. We're not just debating numbers here. This is your kids' future, your tax dollars, and a bloated system that's been broken for decades. If you think great teachers should be rewarded, if you're tired of watching mediocrity get protected while students fall behind, then this is the fight we need to have. So please do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who still thinks the Department of Education is sacred and untouchable. And yeah, drop a comment below. I do read them all. And if you want more unfiltered, no BS commentary, head over to steadfastandloyal.com, where we call it like it is every single day. As always, stay informed, stay free, and stay steadfast and loyal. I'm Jimmy Parker. Thanks for joining us.